Wherein grows some trees that never blooms. Where it hurts the leaves.
Alright, I wanted to give my bit on the Genius Bar, and I've got a few stories to add. The first one, this was in the beginning of my Mac Mini Media Center, and I was looking for a solution and searching different avenues. Maybe I was going to have an Apple TV and use my G5 or my iMac or one of the G4s as the actual media server, and have the Apple TV connected to the TV, and then from there it was going to do my media center basically. And the Genius Bar was very helpful. I will say I go to the one in Houston, so we're a fairly large city, and from when it opened, they don't put your name up on the board anymore, but they're certainly there to help you. So it doesn't have all the maybe the same pizzazz all the time, but I will say that they did a heck of a job at the opening for Leopard, and they're always I think at least trying to go above and beyond. Anyway, that said, I had two geniuses help me at that time, specifically with resolution. I was talking about porting it out to different TVs, but the Apple TV is only for widescreen, so on and so forth. They answered all my questions. That was good story number one. Story number two. I have two servers that I publish. So they're basically testing sites where clients can come in and they can see the projects. And so I'm publishing out. And I have a piece of crap D-Link router, and it's got like older firmware on it to keep it stable. And that's what I was using, but I wanted to get the Base Station Extreme. So when I went there, I asked one of the geniuses, I said, okay, I'm very interested in buying the Extreme Base Station. Can it do XYZ? Well, one of those questions was, could it do like a virtual server? And he didn't quite understand what I was talking about, so I just put it in terms of, well, look, I just want it to be able to forward an address to one of my computers that it will allow to publish out. So I can specify somebody on my network to say, this computer is going to be able to publish out, and I can connect it to like DNS or one of those websites that provides you a free DNS entry in, and you can hook it up. So they said no, and I was a bit disappointed because I really didn't want to stick with what was it, the Cisco version of it. Oh, and it's escaping me now. The other router. Gosh, I can't remember it for the life of me. Anyway, the Cisco merged with this company. I can't remember what that routers were, but I've had bad luck with them. They work sometimes and sometimes not. But I found this D-Link, even though it's a piece of crap, with the older firmware, has been very, very, very stable. All right. So, being disappointed. I really wanted that base station because it had the 802.11n, and I was going to upgrade everybody to N, especially if I was going to try to stream high definition over the Wi-Fi. Well, I just so happened to go on the internet and get into some forums and start asking questions. Well, lo and behold, the base station that I found out, at least according to these forums, said yes, it can do the virtual servers. Okay, so that was good news. But either way, I said, well, if it doesn't, fine, I'll just continue to use the D-Link. But I want to get this base station, so I did. Sure enough, the base station does do virtual servers, but it is not under the name virtual servers. It's just considered port forwarding. And it makes sense, port forwarding. I specify my machine, it's able to publish, and there you go. So I did go back to the Apple Store and talk to the Genius, and I let him know, excuse me, what I found. And I said, look, I may have described it wrong, but anyway, the base station does do port forwarding, and it's exactly what I need. And he thanked me, so on and so forth, and good to go. The third time I went to Genius Bar, I was contemplating upgrading a MacBook Core Duo to a Core 2. And so I went to the Genius Bar basically to see what the hardware infrastructure was, and I had asked if the chip was actually soldered to the motherboard, and found out that it was, and because if not, I was going to try to do an attempt and find out all the settings, so on and so forth, what was compatible, do I need to get another motherboard, and so on and so forth, so I could just simply do it. And I was willing to do it. I mean, I like to be technical and all that stuff. But they answered that question where, yes, indeed, it was soldered to the motherboard. Just the Genius Bar in general, I think, is a fantastic idea. I certainly have, for a computer outlet, I think everyone has had their fun talking with Dell and going through the stringent questionnaire. It's like you speak to somebody and you say, this is my problem. I know it's my problem. But yet, it's like they don't hear you, and they go from question 1 to question 2. Well, is it this, sir? Is it this, sir? No, it's not this. Is it this, sir? No, it's not this. I told you it's this. Well, is it this, sir? And it just goes on. It's like they're reading this dang script. The most frustrating thing, I don't know if anybody else has dealt with this. It's not only Dell, but other hardware manufacturers or people I deal. It's like this. You're speaking to robots that have to follow this list. And the Genius Bar, it's like a conversation. I know what you're talking about. Sometimes maybe they don't. But I think it's a fantastic idea. It is a wonderful venue to give customer support. It really is. So those are my stories with the Genius Bar. Thanks for watching.